Oh, we should do that. Favorite toys. Okay, we can do that. And welcome back and happy holidays to you. Of course, we're talking about traditions and this time of year with our very favorite people of News Channel 5, Tawanda Coleman-Shaw, Vicki Yates, and Jonquil Newland. Thank you both, all three of you rather, again, for being with us. Before we took a break, we were kind of talking about, touched on anyway, you know, the careers that you all have. And of course, you all are all three very, very busy ladies. But I wondered, you know, sometimes news happens even on the holidays. You all have to be here day in and day out, whether it's a holiday or not. So through the years, how have you balanced that desire to want to be with family during these special times of year, but knowing that you've got a career as well? How do you work that out?
You know, April, when I first started here 30-something years ago, I worked every holiday for like the first 5 years. And it was so much of a growing experience for me, knowing I have a career now. I may not be able to do all the things I used to do. I work in a 24/7 business.
Yeah.
So what I was able to do, I was part of the crew. We didn't have to come in until 4 in the afternoon. So I was able to, the night after I got off at 10:30, drive to Kentucky for an hour and a half, get in bed, wake up, open gifts with the family Christmas morning. Then about noon, 1 o'clock, get ready to head back to work. So it's something that we kind of know when we go into this business, we're going to have to maybe sacrifice some things because, you know, when the folks at home are watching, life goes on television. So it helped me mature a lot.
It also helped being close to
It really helped
your
being
family
close.
in Kentucky.
I was only an hour and a half away. Not so much for these two.
Well, you know, thankfully, my parents and my brother, they're all in Murray County in the Columbia Spring Hill area. And I'm in that, I've only been at News Channel 5 for about 1.5 years. So I know, I don't even ask off for the holidays. I know I'm going to be working. But thankfully, being that with my family is so close now, you know, April, we were talking a little bit earlier, I did have to anchor on Christmas last year, but I still made all the family photos because they gathered around the TV. And as my face was up there jabbing my mouth, they were taking pictures. So I was there, even though I wasn't there.
You were in the tube.
It was so creative of them, too.
Yeah, it was fun.
Vicki, what about you?
Well, I've worked many a Christmas and many a Thanksgiving, and mostly Thanksgivings, because Christmas, of course, when you have small children, means a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, Thanksgiving you can eat and then rush to work or whatever. And I probably should not tell this story, which means I'm going to tell it. I remember my kids had to be maybe 6 and my sons were 4. And they said, we need you to work Christmas. We need you to work Christmas morning for some reason. And I said, oh, no, not Christmas morning. Christmas evening, Christmas afternoon, but not Christmas morning, because that's when the kids get up. And they said, well, the only way you can get out, because you're the newest anchor, is ask the other anchor who was scheduled to do it if she wouldn't mind, you know, doing it for you. And I said, okay, I'll ask. So I go to her. I'm not going to mention her name. Her name was not Amy Marsalis, though, because in case somebody's out there, it wasn't Amy. And so I asked her, I said, you know, this is, you know, Christmas morning. It's a special time. I said, and now coming later, I said, but for the morning, I just really want to be with my kids. I said, would you mind trading shifts or not, or letting me do or you do the shift, I'm sorry. She said, well, you know what? It's been so long since I've spent any time with my dogs. I just really want to spend time with my dogs, so I'm going to have to say no. And I think that's the closest I ever came to maybe jumping across a table. Vicki, I can't believe that happening. I can't either. That's why it's so unusual. But when she said that, I'm like, your dogs? And if she had said my family, you know, seriously, she said my mom and dad are in town or something. When she said her dogs, well, that's the story I shouldn't have told.
And we know pets are important to people. We get it, but that makes it tough. That makes it very tough.
But my kids have gotten used to me working on those holidays now, so it's not a big deal. But we're always together for the holidays. They always come home.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is great. Well, Jonquil, you kind of as I'm gonna say you're a newbie, but you're really not new to this area for sure.
No, I'm not new to this area. No.
I wonder if you have any special memories, recipes, things that you just have to do during the holiday?
Well, you know,
shopping experiences, anything like that?
I will say the one thing that we always did around the holidays, because we would have family come in from up north or wherever they're at.
Yeah.
Anytime they did, we would go to the Opryland Hotel and just walk through the Cascades
lights,
and
yes.
the lights, and that's still something that I love to do. And whenever I have my own family, I'm sure we'll end up there as well.
Yeah, I forgot all about Opryland and the
Can't
lights and
forget
how
Opryland.
beautiful
So
that can
beautiful.
be. What about your own personal decorations? Do you all have some things that some trends that you have tackled and tried to do in decorating your own homes?
Well, you know what? I try to catch those end of the year sales when all the Christmas things go
The
on
lights
sale.
and-
The
yeah.
lights, and I try to load up on them. The problem is I sometimes forget that
you
I
have
bought them the year before. And
So I'm coming to your house to get some extra boxes of lights.
so somewhere down in like April, I'll go, well, there are those boxes of lights that I bought for Christmas.
You tend to buy the same stuff over and over.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. But I do try to set out, I've got a few Santas that I've had for years that I
You
try
have
to
your
set out.
reindeer
Yeah, my
now.
reindeer now. And of course, wreath. Gotta have a beautiful wreath that you
Me
put
too.
I know there's at least my parents have a beautiful nativity scene that I took pride in being able to just set all the pieces up right where they needed to go every Christmas. That was my job.
That was your job.
That was what I did. And of course, I still have it.
That is awesome.
Beautiful.
And we have black angels that belong on top of the tree, and we've got two. And so every year it's like, okay, who's going to go up this time? And so we'll kind of vote. Okay, I think she should go up. So that's one of our traditions.
Beautiful. So we've got like a minute and a half left. I wonder if I can get each of you to share sort of some favorite words for the holidays for viewers that you want them to know, and just sort of how you want them to experience this time of year.
Well, I always have 3 words that I like to think of during the holidays, and that's faith, family, and friends.
That's great.
Without, those really
Beautiful.
are what makes the holidays for you.
Absolutely.
And I would add compassion. In this time of war and hate and all kinds of things going on, just have compassion for the other person. You don't know what they're going through. Regardless of their religion or their beliefs, just kind of love each other for a while.
Absolutely. And I would say selfless giving. I don't give to receive. You don't have to give me anything at all for Christmas, and I will be totally fine. But if you do give with a good heart, a giving heart, not look at a price tag, and just know that every time you give someone something, that you're actually doing it based on the fact that this is the season of Christ, and it's all about giving.
Perfect. Well, you all are 3 beautiful ladies, and thank you
Thanks,
for giving your
April.
time today to share your stories with those who are watching. Beautiful stories, beautiful people, and I so appreciate you all being here today, and hope you all each have a happy holiday as well.
Cheers
Thank
to
you,
that,
April.
April.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time.
Cheers. Happy holidays.